If you're new to World of Tanks, or if you've been playing for a while, haven't gotten the IS-7 yet, stop absolutely everything you're doing, call out of work for the next few days, and get this tank. The IS-7's been in the game as long as I've been playing. It was actually the first tier 10 I got when I started playing the game, as well as the first tier 10 3 mark I did as well. It's consistently been not only an amazing tier 10, but a meta one as well. For stats, the IS-7 comes with a 130mm gun, puts out 409 damage. It has quite mediocre pen, especially for a tier 10 at 250 standard and 303 gold, as well as fairly long reload, 11.5 seconds, and mediocre handling stats for the gun. But what makes this tank a beast, an absolute unit, is its speed and its armor, which makes it one of, if not the best tanks to play hull down in. It has a pike design for its frontal armor, which when pointed at the enemy makes the upper plate completely unpennable. Its turret has 240mm of well-angled armor and a recessed cupolas, which also makes the turret frontally pretty much unpennable unless somebody's on top of you. As long as you can hide your weak lower plate and keep this thing straight onto the enemy, you simply don't have to worry about a thing frontally. Luckily, 1200 horsepower and a top speed of 60 lets you set up in whatever hull down you choose at the start of the game, with the only worry of medium tanks beating you there and potentially getting some free damage on you. And on top of everything, the line to the IS-7 is also exceptionally good, virtually every tank being quite competitive within their tiers. The way I have this tank set up right now, which certainly isn't optimal, is I went with improved hardening, rammer, and then V-stab. I'd certainly consider, once I get field mods on this, having a second row and then putting a turbo on this tank in place of the V-stab, and then switching it depending on the map you get and if you need that extra speed. One other thing to also point out is the IS-7 has, I believe it's 30mm of spaced armor on the side right here. So if you're even at a minor angle and it's not flush on, any tank that's shooting you in the side right here is just going to get absorbed by an absolute black hole. Which again, makes this tank special. It makes it easy to flank people in. Alright, well, that's enough talking about this tank. Got a replay coming up to show you exactly what I mean. Alright, so this game we got Mannerheim line on the northeast spawn. In this tank, I'd normally go one of two places, which is being up here in the north, which is where I'm going, or in the south and setting up in a hull down right around here, and then engaging the enemy that way. Based on the team comps and where everyone's going right now, I decided to head north. A little tip that I'll give you guys, which I'm doing right here, is make sure to keep your gun pointed wherever you're going to get fired from or getting shot at from. That way you don't have to worry about anybody penning you on the side of the turret. The CLC, see him going for a deep run, take a shot at him. Fortunately I missed. And right there, Leopard takes a shot at me, gets absorbed by a black hole. For whatever reason, this EBR decided that life wasn't worth living. I'm able to shoot him, and he's taken out of the game, which is fantastic for us. Alright, so at this point, a lot of times what I'd like to do with the IS-7 is just take this frontal position right here, absolutely send it, point my tank at the enemy, and there's no way they're going to pen me. However, that being said, mediums have certainly gotten here first. I see that char, and try to take a snapshot on him. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hit it, but I did get some spotting on him. And that T10, had he been in an IS-7, he'd be doing pretty good right now. Unfortunately, just doesn't have quite as much armor as I do, and he's getting clipped out by the 4 chars, and that's the end of him. I didn't expect the 780 to push like an absolute animal, but bless his soul. Didn't want to push in and follow him here because I'm not sure where the other 2 of their TDs are. I see that 230 there can definitely hurt me, as well as that Batchat getting free shots on my side. Just not worth dying right there. Able to put another round into the char. Batchat shoots at me, I start to back up, and either he didn't feel like playing anymore, or he was on reload. Able to take that char out of the game. A pretty easy shot to his turret. And At this point, deciding whether or not I can take a round at that T-30, kill him. I see the 777 goes for it, but he missed or bounced or whatever happened, and I'm able to take him out of the game. And at this point, with the EBR taking that forward position, I see he's not lighting absolutely anybody, and the Batchat starts to shoot at him, so I go and push that Batchat out. Made a little bit of a misplay here. Should have just pushed right into him. Never would have had to worry about that penning. I do now. He bounces that second shot, and I'm just holding left click, waiting to be able to kill him, and there we go. I did notice when I took that cross, I got shot by a Leopard, and I'm assuming he's right here. Don't have the best view range crew in this tank, but try to pop up, see if I can spot anybody playing over here, and see if I can spot that Leopard. Unfortunately, I didn't, even when he's firing, and I move up to take this low position right here. I was going to play on that T-30's body and try to see if I could light that Leopard or take some blind shots at where I'm fairly certain he is, but that char's in that position, not allowing me to do that. I put one round into him, tried to be cheeky and get a second round, and wasted 361 HP, which certainly a misplay on me. Should never do that. Highly wouldn't recommend it. I have a bit of a problem with being a little impatient in these types of situations where I really just want to make something happen. I decide that I need to cross over and get into a better position because I'm just going to be stuck with that Leopard there. Not going to be able to do anything. Eventually, Artie's just going to kill me. Unfortunately, the black hole on the side of my tank didn't absorb that one. So at this point, I'm sitting here behind this rock, praying that Artie's not going to shoot at me, try to splash me to death, and waiting until I'm get unlit and see what happened to that 777. Because if he had gone that way, didn't get lit, and didn't get shot, I wouldn't really have to worry as much. But knowing that he did, I decided to zoom out and make sure that I'm completely covered by that rock so that I can rotate out of here. After rotating out, seeing where their tanks are, I decide to take this mid-road with the other two guys because I know that I can play in this low ground right here and not have to worry about this WZ or any other tank in the game being able to pen me once my lower plate is completely covered. I did stop for a second because I was concerned that WZ was just going to poke, kill me, and I figured I might as well get the shot in before he did that. But oh well, peeked over a little bit just to see if I could get a cheeky shot on that guy or spot him. Wasn't able to, and now I'm just setting up, making sure my front is perfectly oriented towards the WZ. In the event that he does exactly what he's doing right now, put a round into him. Don't have to worry about a thing. Doesn't even hit me though. Luckily our TD's moved up in the southeast, excuse me, and we're able to take out that 777, and we're able to start to converge on the enemy. I'm trying to play a little careful here because this is certainly a losable game. And the last thing I want to do is throw away my life, make it that much harder for these guys. Not super concerned about the WZ. He doesn't want to poke on me again after what happened last time, and now he's got tanks coming up behind him. T-57's still there, do the exact same thing where I'm using this little undulation in the terrain, be able to block my lower plate just in case he drives backwards. Even though he might be distracted with those guys, I'm not going to risk it and get myself killed. So I'm just going to wait until they make a play in the southeast, and I can continue to play the game. T-57 comes out, I'm able to put a round into him. He shoots me once. Looking for the second shot, I'm wiggling, and he just gives up at that point. Doesn't even bother because he knows he's got zero chance in hell of penning me. He's taken out, so I decide to move up and spot for our guys in the south to kill these medium tanks up on the hill. Able to spot that char, and he disappears. Try to go for the light on the leopard, but I don't get him. At this point, I'm figuring he's probably up in this corner right here, or he's moved off to behind me. Once I see that he's a little up north though, I decide that to push up, try to get some damage onto this E-100, see that he shoots. Go for a cheek shot. Unfortunately, with the mediocre pen of this tank, I'm not able to pen it. And luckily, I am narrowly missed by Artie, otherwise that would have been the end of my game. So, I try to move over, get a position, or get a shot on this E-100. I see he's tucked into that nook, there's no way I'm going to be able to. So now I decide to back up towards the rock to make sure that Artie won't take me out of the game. And I'm going to start asking the tanks in the south to go kill Artie, so I don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately, there's still not a whole lot I can do with being spotted. If I move up from this position, Artie's just going to kill me. So I can't help the Progetto out, unfortunately. I know that I should be on lit by now. 263 is getting in position to light the Artie, and I preempt for it, make sure the E-100 is not moving. Nice aim shot, and I'm able to put another 481 damage into him. And then at this point, I don't want to push up and then get caught out by the U-100 and get taken out. Still, very losable game. Everybody but the 263, who hasn't been too keen on using his HP this game, is a one-shot. And E-100 pokes out, takes the T-95. I use this as my moment to move up. And my plan is to use the 777 as a hold down and as much cover as he'll give me. Take the peek around, see that E-100 is focused on the Progetto. While his turret's broken, I'm going to go and take a shot on him. Absolutely poorly aimed shot by me. I wish I could have that one back, but unfortunately can't. Back up a little bit, he takes a shot at the Progetto. And fortunately my round got there same time as his did. Not able to pick up the kill on him. And for the post-game stats, I ended up with 3 kills, 5100 damage, 1200 blocked, 750 spotting, which put me just behind that Progetto for damage. And I shot 18 times, hit 15, penned 12 of them, getting me just under 80,000 credits. Granted, I blew all of that shooting gold ammo, and that was 1100 base XP, which came out to 1600 with the premium account. I hope that replay highlighted well the IS-7's capabilities, being able to get into a strong position early, push out and punish the enemy while being able to weather the storm frontally, and then using its agility to rotate around the map after your initial position and make plays to win the game. In that game, and in that situation, personally hard-pressed to think of a tank, I would have been able to make the plays I did that won us that game. Hope this has highlighted just how great the IS-7 is, and I encourage you to pick it up. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and Godspeed.